County School Board for an update. Mr. Scott Cowart, Superintendent for Carroll County Schools, and I think he brought a whole staff here. That's scary.
Well, I brought several of them. And let me introduce those before I get started.
Absolutely.
We've got with us tonight Dr. John Anderson, who's our board chair from the Central District. We've got Mr. Donald Nixon, who is from the Mount Zion District. And from the board office, we have Mr. James Fulford, who's our CFO. We also have Mr. Terry Jones, who's our Assistant Superintendent for Administrative Services, and Dr. Christy Teal, who's our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources. So we appreciate all of those folks coming out tonight, and we appreciate you allowing us to visit with you. It's an exciting opportunity to get out and to share the good things that are happening in the Carroll County school system. And that's what we're here to do today. We're just here to share. We're not here to ask for anything or anything like that, just to share the good things that are happening. Our board has worked very hard during the last several years to be recognized as a distinguished board by the Georgia School Boards Association. That's an opportunity we have as a governing group in Carroll County Schools to be recognized for the work that we do. As a part of that, every year we have to seek input from our stakeholders in different ways. Last year we brought together a Blue Ribbon Committee who looked at the things we were doing and gave us some input. This year we decided to do it a little different. We decided to go out to the government entities who we serve their community. For example, we went to the Villa Rica City Council and the Temple City Council and all the city councils, but we also want to come to you as the county commissioners, and we're also going to go to the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors and share what's going on and to seek your input. We actually sent you a 3-question survey. Hopefully that's been given to you electronically, and we would love for you to complete that simple survey and give us input as to what you see relative to how we're doing and what it is we might need to do in the future for Carroll County Schools. So again, that's why we're here. Historically, Carroll County Schools was often looked at as a system of schools rather than a school system. If you think about, for those of us who've lived in Carroll County a long time, I think we had 5 high schools and supporting middle schools and elementary schools, and oftentimes we didn't work in a unified direction to try to accomplish the best we could for all of the Carroll County students. When the board hired me back in 2010, one of the things they talked about was trying to move towards being a school system. And the board has worked very, very diligently over the last 6 years to do this. And this process of being recognized as a distinguished board is one of the efforts our board has engaged in to be unified. There are 3 strategies that they've undertaken that I think have helped in this direction. One is, as a board, they themselves have entertained through training and through working together in deep discussions, what does it take as a board to have a unified front? How do we work together? Even if we don't agree all the time, how do we make the right things happen for children in Carroll County? And I want to brag on our Board of Education because they worked very hard over the last 6 years to present a unified voice. Now, that doesn't mean that they always vote, 7-0 or everything's, exactly the way everybody wants it, but they work very hard to present a unified front. A second strategy that we've employed is to actually take what sort of was a weakness and try to make it a strength. And by that I mean, when we looked at our high schools and middle schools and elementary schools, we decided to focus on them as a cluster of schools rather than as individual schools. So for example, in the Temple cluster, you've got the Temple High School, Temple Middle, then you've got 3 supporting elementary schools. So we've worked really hard to focus on that vertical connection between those schools, to align what they do academically, to align what they do in their programs that they offer, to align what they do as far as their messaging and branding. And that's been a very positive and powerful strategy for the school district. And it's helped the schools as well as the school board stay focused on what it is we need to do. And then a third strategy we've been able to employ, and it's one that actually came to us in a very different way. When the economy turned down in 08, 09, 10, we, like so many entities, were faced with budget issues. But we were also in the midst in 2011 of renewing our SPLOS for education. And when we renewed that, we had gone through a period of 2 years of where our growth had moderated and stalled. So we were not having to go build a lot of new classrooms. And because of that, we were able to work with the board and to handle many facility issues that had been left undone in Carroll County for a number of years. And so we were able to catch up in many of the facilities needs that we had. And now when you look across our school district, because of the direction the board gave us and that, and the vision they had for catching up in facilities, we've taken away a lot of the things that in the past might have been some of the pieces where people had to argue here or not be happy about there. So those three strategies have really been a kind of a basis of what we've tried to do over the last 6 years to be a more unified board and a more unified school district. So what's the results? You know, because anytime you look at a group of strategies, what really matters is do they accomplish what you wanted to accomplish? So when we set out to do these things, what we were trying to do was to increase hope, increase confidence, increase the belief that our community has that our school district is focused on being a premier school district and providing premier opportunities for every student in Carroll County. So have we done that? You know, have we accomplished or made some strides in those efforts? And I want to share with you now some of what we feel like represents the answer to those questions. Currently, our enrollment is about 14,900 students. That's up 600 students in the last 4 years. And if you remember, a few minutes ago, I mentioned that in 2010, 11, and 12, we had stalled, and basically we actually went backwards in our enrollment. But these last 4 years, we have accelerated and grown over 600 students. We think that that's an indicator because many of these students are students who are coming back to us from surrounding school districts, as well as growth, especially on the north end of the county, is starting to come back as it had stalled out early on several years ago. But the real indicator of has our strategies made a difference would be in what we call our AAA focus. Like many school districts, we're focused on academics, we're focused on arts, and we're focused on athletics. We want to be premier in every one of those areas. We think children deserve premier opportunities in every one of those areas. So how are we doing? Academically, I want to start with what I think is a really proud moment for the Carroll County school system. We currently have a graduation rate for the district, not an individual school, but a district graduation rate of 85%. That's up over 27% in the last 5 years. Temple High School this year had a graduation rate of nearly 93%, led the district. So when you look at where we were 5 and 6 years ago relative to graduating children on time with the skills that they need to be successful in life, be college and career prepared, we have made great strides, and that's one of the biggest indicators that we can put out to you. A second indicator is something that I'm excited about because we've got representatives from post-secondary in the room with us tonight from West Georgia Technical College, but there's been a big push across our state to increase the opportunities for students to be dually enrolled. What that means is they are enrolled at high school and a post-secondary institution at the same time, and they get credit and have the potential to, some of them even come out with a certificate upon graduation or either have many hours towards their college career. We've increased the percentage of students who are doing that 350% in the last 4 years. And a lot of that's due because of the great partnership we have with West Georgia Technical College and the University of West Georgia. More of our students are taking college-level classes right now as high school juniors and seniors. And with the Move On When Ready effort, that's actually going to move down into sophomores and eventually even freshmen who are taking college level classes while in high school. Several of our schools have been recognized for their achievement. I left for you beside your place a copy of our district annual report. If you looked at page 4 of that, it gives you many of the highlights of our schools who have been recognized across the state. Rooteville Elementary consistently has been recognized as one of the best elementary schools in the state. Ithaca Elementary, Providence Elementary, many other of our schools have been recognized for work that they do every year, and we're excited and proud of those. We are the only school district in the state of Georgia to have 2 college and career campuses. The only one in the state of Georgia. We actually have the leading college and career academy program in the state of Georgia when you look at the number of students served. And now with 2 campuses, we'll be able to expand that even more. And why is that important? Because it means that we'll have more children who will engage in opportunities to be prepared once they graduate to make choices of whether they want to go towards college or apply their efforts towards a career. We recently started an Advanced Engineering Alliance where we have students from our College and Career Academy who have the opportunity to serve internships in civil engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and we partner with entities in our community to allow these students to have these opportunities. And that's just one example of the work that we do through our College and Career Academy. I can give you many, many more. So those are just some of the academic successes that we've had. But the second A of the triple A's are the arts. And we think it's very, very vital that our children who are talented in that area have that opportunity to be engaged in premier arts programs. So how are we doing in that area? We have got probably the best band in the state of Georgia at Central High School right now. It is a fantastic program. But what's so exciting to me as the superintendent is to see the growth of all of our other band programs. If you look at the numbers in our other band programs, they're growing drastically. We're getting more kids involved at middle school, into high school band, and they're performing and showcasing their skills. Our core programs are growing like they've never grown before in the district. And we've pushed core programs down into the middle school, into the elementary schools, and we put music teachers back into our elementary schools. Many schools across the state had taken music out of the elementary program. Our board made a special emphasis last year to make sure that we've got music at all of our elementary schools. You know, one of the things we're most proud of when it comes to the arts is the construction currently of our new Performing Arts Center. And I have to say thank you to the commissioners because you were a part of helping us get the property to make that happen, and you've been partners in other ways in that process, and we're so appreciative of that. And it will give our students for the first time a venue where they can showcase their talents. We've had plenty of athletic venues where athletes can showcase talent, but we didn't have a venue for Carroll County schools where our students who were gifted in that area or talented in that area could showcase talents, and now they will have that. It'll be open this spring. We cannot wait for it to be open. It will not just be used by the school system, but it'll be a community opportunity, and we hope that you will take advantage of it. If you have things that you need to do, there'll be 2 huge meeting rooms in addition to the auditorium area that are there, and once again, we'll open those doors to the community. So there's a commitment in the arts. Our board believes that students need premier opportunities in arts. And then finally, the third part of the AAA is athletics. And athletics are an important part of the life of Carroll County in a number of ways, and those of us who've lived here, we know that. So how did we do last year when it comes to athletics in the Carroll County schools? Our high schools last year won 10 region championships, and we sent 51 teams to the state playoffs last year from our high schools. That's the most ever in the history of Carroll County schools when you looked at the combined efforts of our 5 high schools, and I can name accolades from several of the individual teams as far as how far they went. So our board is committed to making sure students have premier opportunities in academics, arts, and athletics, and I think I gave you some examples of how we're doing that. And we believe that will allow us to continue to improve hope and confidence in the belief that our school system is doing the right thing. And I want to offer just a few more examples, and this is in the area of partnerships, because if there's no other area where we're exceeding, and I think I just shared many, it's in the area of partnerships. This community is blessed, it is rich with opportunities for people who want to help. And we're fortunate that many of those choose to help our children in the Carroll County schools, just as they do Carrollton City Schools, Oak Mountain, Bremen, whatever it may be. We're fortunate that people believe in education in Carroll County. For Carroll County schools, they'd have to start with 12 for Life. It's a nationally recognized. We are the preeminent program in the nation when it comes to helping children who are off track for graduation. We have people visit us weekly from all over the nation to see how we're doing it. That's a big part of why our graduation rate has improved over the last 5 years. Tanner Connections is a program that we have with Tanner Health Systems, a huge program that we started, and actually they came to us and said, we want to do something like 12 for Life, but we want it to focus on health care. And we have anywhere from 20 to 40 students every year who are working as interns at Tanner Hospital System because of that, and it's a great partnership. As I mentioned earlier, West Georgia Technical College and the University of West Georgia are great partners in so many ways, and they do wonderful things for our students. Communities in Schools is another program that we're very blessed with. It started out small, helping Carrollton City Schools as well as Carroll County Schools, and now it's expanding to all 5 of our high schools. And it's going to make a big impact over the next several years in what we're doing for children. Last year, we had 877 community business partners in Carroll County Schools. 877. We had over 100,000 adult volunteer hours in our schools. We had over 24,000 student volunteer hours where our students gave back to the community, where they went out and they did things to serve the community, and teaching students character, citizenship, and the need to give back to our community is a big part of what we focus on. And finally, every year we do an extensive number of surveys to try to get input, just like we're trying to ask for your input on this 3-question survey. But last year when we surveyed our parents, 97% of our parents said that we provide a quality education for their children in Carroll County Schools. So we've got a lot of really, really good things happening. And our effort to come to you today is just one step to continue to try to improve that. And we want to come periodically in front of you and to give you an update just as we're going to these other government entities to let you know how we're doing and to get input from you. But we also want to continue to partner with you as we move forward, because that's key. Together, we're much stronger than we are individually. And in Carroll County, there are many resources and many opportunities that we can give back to our community and specifically to our students. So we look forward to additional ways to partner with you. With that said, what I'd like to do is offer the opportunity, if any of the commissioners have questions, whether it be something that I've just shared or something else that you might have on your mind, either myself or somebody that's with us would be glad to try to entertain any questions that you might have.
Any questions from the board? I know. Amen. And Scott, we do recognize the partnership and appreciate it, because a lot of people don't, and that's what is different about our community, is being able to work together. And you've got almost a good team. There's some questionable about here, I think, but yeah, other than that, pretty good team there. But we appreciate working with you all and, making a team effort for, it's what makes our community a little different. So we do. Any questions, Michelle?
I just want to make a comment, not a question. I came on the board in 1993, I think, and having graduated with a degree in political science and recognizing how important education is to job growth and recruiting business. I remember Sony Music, when they expanded the CD, was the first ribbon cutting that I had gone to, and at that time, Zell Miller was the governor. I don't care which governor came or what CEO was looking to relocate, education was always paramount. But you're our largest producers of students, and that's just a fact. And to see the progress that's been made in Carroll County today is just very impressive. So I just commend you as a civic leader for all the good work that you're doing. It couldn't occur without the board. Being an educator, I understand that there has to be this respect for the role of the board and the superintendent. It couldn't occur without strong leadership. Sometimes citizens don't get it. They don't understand the big picture. But because they think they've gone to school before, they think they know it all, and so you can't make everybody happy. They don't recognize what the city or the county is, and so I get all of that. So I just applaud you for, even when it wasn't popular, and even when people didn't get it, there was the tenacity to continue pressing forward. And I think because of that, we can truly say we have quality schools in Carroll County. And most people don't understand how we got to that point. So I just appreciate that. So thank you for all the hard work that you've done as a superintendent, the board members for working collaboratively. We joke about who's going to be in the paper the most, and we don't see y'all in there. So thank you for that as well. You know, we appreciate that.
And Scott, I also say Andy Camp just left, but when we talk about economic development and trying to make the community, we never compromise education. That's one thing they know coming on board. You know, we make the deals work, but education's not gonna be part of that compromise because, you know, it is a very high priority. So we appreciate what you do, appreciate your team you put together, and we're here. If we can help, let us know. But we sure thank you for taking time for your presentation and, you know, keeping out in front of our partners and letting people know what we're doing together.
Well, again, we appreciate the opportunity, and if you'll take that little survey for me, it sure would help us out.
Absolutely.
I
I've
took
completed mine.
I've completed
All
mine.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is West Central Technical College update. We're going to call on Kim Leonard, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. Another partnership.
Yeah, another partnership. Thank you for your kind words. We really appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, to let us come in and speak with you today. We have a lot going on at West Georgia Technical College, and I'm just here for an update. No homework, I promise. First of all, I brought with me today, I am Kim Leonard, Vice President for Institutional Advancement. That means I'm in charge of marketing, public relations, and I liaison from the college to the foundation. And I brought with me today two VIPs. First of all, Dr. Julian Schmoke. Dr. Schmoke is our campus director for the Carroll campus. I also brought along Donnie Carr. Donnie has been working for me for about 6 hours. He's my new communications specialist, and so he'll be doing all of my sports writing, feature stories, interviews, and just helping me get the word out from now on about West Georgia Technical College, and we have a lot to be excited about. First of all, old habits die hard, and I did notice on the agenda today it says West Central Technical College. Well, we are West Georgia Technical College, and I might have a couple extra pens and mugs if you'd like me to leave you some more when I leave today. But 6 years ago, we had yet another set of mergers of technical colleges in the state, and I think when times got hard, there were even more mergers, and basically the technical college system of Georgia has winnowed down from 34 technical colleges of a few years ago to 22 right now. So West Georgia Technical College actually encompasses a pretty large geographical area, and I can direct your attention, if you want to flip your folders to the very back, we have a handy map for you, and you'll see that we range from Douglas County, Harrelson, Carroll, Coweta, Heard, Troup, and Meriwether, 7 county service area. We have, in that area, we have 5 main campuses, and 2 of our locations are called sites, simply because their physical plant is scaled down. There's no admissions office, there's no library. It's an important facility where we do our technical instruction, like welding or cosmetology or whatever the case may be. So you get some idea by looking at the map on the back of your folders. Our programs range from a certificate program in HVAC to a diploma in different types of welding to a 2-year associate degree in a variety of programs, ranging from nursing, a full-blown RN program in 2 years, to business technology, business networking, diesel technology, auto, culinary, and quite a few in between. So it depends on the needs of the student. I think it's pretty safe to say that nobody comes to West Georgia Technical College to major in philosophy. We're geared toward jobs, and our students enjoy more than a 98% placement rate upon graduation. We're very proud of our job placement rate because that's what it's all about, and that's why we're here, and it's working. A lot of students come to us for their core college classes, whether it's through the Move On When Ready program that Mr. Cowart discussed. Very important effort right now in the state of Georgia that I'll talk about in a minute. A lot of students come to us for their core college courses because they can save a lot of money, and then those college courses transfer into the university system of Georgia. You can take those college credits and go seamlessly into Georgia Tech, the University of Georgia, Kennesaw State, or any other Board of Regents college. We do have in the state of Georgia two worlds, if you will, of higher education. We have what we know as the four-year colleges. Those are sometimes called the Regents colleges because they're governed by a Board of Regents. You'll sometimes hear them referred to as the University System of Georgia, or USG. And then the other world is our 22 college system of two-year technical colleges, and we are governed by a board of the TCSG, Technical College System of Georgia. So we have not only technical certificates, you can earn a TCC, a Technical Certificate of Credit in a number of disciplines, or the more advanced diploma, or an associate degree. The Move On When Ready program is extremely important to all of us right now. In the 2015 Georgia legislative session, the Georgia legislature virtually changed high school to the extent that with two measures, SB 2 and SB 132, they changed the way you can construct your accumulation of credit hours. So a high school student now can take 2 years of core and then go to college and start working toward as much as an associate degree. So we're going to start seeing high school students graduate with a fistful of college credits, if not a full-blown associate degree. Another thing that technical colleges do in the state of Georgia is we offer GED prep classes, and we facilitate GED testing. According to the last U.S. Census in 2010, the entire service delivery area of West Georgia Technical College had over 60,000 adults who lack a high school credential. The socioeconomic impact of that lack of education is, as we all know, tremendous. And we work very hard at West Georgia Technical College to offer the programs and facilitate the testing so that we can bring adults up to speed. Then they're college ready. Then they can transition into West Georgia Tech and take it from there. We also do a lot of training for corporations, what I call the non-credit side of the house. A lot of people need training. Corporate training is a big end of our industry, and we provide training for companies in Carroll like Southwire, you name it, SMI. We are very busy with strong partnerships with our industry partners. It turns out that from an economic development standpoint, that one of the first questions a company will ask when they're looking for a new community to call home is, how's your workforce? And it is through the technical college, the local technical college, the Georgia Quick Start program, that the development authorities around the state have the opportunity to offer options for a trained and ready workforce. Our industry partners are very strong. As I said, our school system partnership is second to none. We partner with the University of West Georgia and other colleges. One of the flyers you have in the right side of your folder is entitled Articulation Agreements. And that means you can come to West Georgia Technical College for 2 years, get your credential, and then transition seamlessly for another 2 years and get your bachelor's without losing any credits. So we have some incredible articulation agreements with a lot of colleges in the area. We have a foundation that is very strong and active in the community. In recent years, the foundation has been focused on raising money for student scholarships. At West Georgia Technical College, the average amount of unmet financial need for a semester is $471. Once the federal Pell comes through, once the Georgia Hope comes through, or the Hope Grant comes through, the average unmet need is $471. So if we can award a $500 scholarship, we can keep someone from dropping out for yet another semester. We're even starting to raise enough funds, have enough options to award scholarships focused on students in their last semester so that we can really optimize our ability to keep students in school. Our job placement rate exceeds 98%. With that, I just want to tell you, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to come and speak with you today. I'd like to open it up to questions. Dr. Schmoke, is there anything I've forgotten or anything else I need to tell them about? If you decide to give me a call, my card is in your folder. If you decide to give me a call and come see us at the Carroll campus, we would love to host you, and Dr. Schmoke would be hosting us.
So you said we could ask questions?
Please.
First of all, I want to commend you for what you're doing as well. But as I travel the country, and I don't get to do it much because the chairman keeps us in work sessions, but when the opportunity presents itself, I always enjoy comparing. I like comparing the public schools to the private schools. I like comparing universities to universities and technical colleges to technical colleges. My daughter just happens to go to school in Alabama, and so I just happened to have lunch with your commissioner one day and shared the conversation with her. One of the things I think we're missing in Georgia, and I would love to see it start in Carroll County first, and I know you service more than one county, is the jobs of the future are more technical. And there are children like mine who would love to go, but they want to leave home. And we have yet to make a move towards housing accommodation. As a board, we've offered to work with you. And so how far in the future do you think it's going to be before you all offer some type of dormitory life, some type of campus experience, so that the child can leave home, have to get themselves up, have to wash their own clothes, manage their own money while going to school to get a trade? That's huge. So how close are you all to that? And how can we help?
I can tell you that out of the 22 technical colleges in the state of Georgia, one of them, and it's in Americus,
Yes.
has a dorm, just the one. So we can have those conversations. I want to talk about jobs of the future. The hallmark of technical colleges is our flexibility. And we are here to make sure that industries are getting what they need as far as the graduates, people ready to go to work. We are in the process right now of implementing, for example, one new program in the LaGrange area. Because they're getting Great Wolf Lodge, we're implementing a hospitality and customer service program. And another program we're implementing throughout is a cybersecurity program in response to today's needs. So we keep a lot of flexibility as far as the programs. Partnerships, again, I'll give you an example of what's a very model partnership. In addition to incredible programs through Southwire, we have a partnership with Tanner. We have a partnership through our diesel technology program, which is here in Carroll, with Yancey Brothers. Yancey Brothers wants our diesel technology graduates so badly that they come in and speak to them. They create a personal relationship. They mentor the students. They serve on our advisory boards. Every technical program has an advisory board where we invite people from industry to come in, make sure we're on the spot, make sure our programs are cutting edge and our curricula are appropriate for today's industry needs. Yancey Brothers provides equipment, and we just keep the party going, and together we're getting it done so that we have graduates who are ready to go. Back to your original question, I didn't forget. I can just tell you that out of 22 technical colleges in the state, there is one and only one that has dorms.
We should be number 2, so let us know how we can help.
I'll keep that in mind. We'll keep talking.
That's the deal. Thank you.
And Kim, I also say on a partnership and helping with GED and different things we've done through our reentry program, working through our correction facility, having y'all right here. I know our warden has been hands-on working. Not only, I think we're purchasing the welding materials to where they can start coming over and start helping that, but they're also started a crane position program that if you graduate in Atlanta, they're hiring every position that comes out.
That's right.
And if we can do that, that's gonna be kind of a waypoint for us in the state of Georgia. Out of 23 correction facilities, we're gonna be the only one to offer some more re-entry type help. And I appreciate y'all for
Thank
that,
you.
because that's something we've committed to as a board to help with, didn't know where to go, and he helped this. I know the governor's task force is already looking at it, and
That's right.
so they're getting some recognition already.
Thank you. It's working. And we have a new partnership established with Crane Industry Services on site at our Murphy campus, which is in Harrelson. We've also partnered with Swift, which is one of the largest trucking companies in the nation, if not the largest, and we've installed a truck driving range up at that campus as well. We have one here in Carroll, of course. And by the way, I'm going to wrap those trucks within the next few days. I'm going to change that logo so that that's what I see when I come in on Noonan Road in the mornings.
I just have to brag, I'll leave out the county school system. I just have to brag. This is my child in your welding class this summer. This is the vase he made me for my birthday. And if I was really good, I would have emailed all of y'all, but anyway, really, it's an incredible
Thank you.
program. And he was a move on when ready, so I appreciate y'all. You didn't know what you were getting into when you walked me down the hall that day.
You forgot, huh?
That is awesome. And about once a month, I get a phone call from someone who wants our welders, and about once a month, I get a call from someone who wants our nurses, and I could go on and on. Please.
One other comment, pertaining to jobs of the future, there's a company locally here, Platinum Aerial Contractors. They do aerial photography for drones. We partnered with them this summer. We had an event. We had a drone competition. We actually had a week-long competition. We had students learn how to make their own drones, learn how to fly their own drones, full-blown competition. And what came out of that was part of a grant that we got partnered with Georgia Tech and NASA to try to bring technology back down into the technical colleges. So I've kind of built on that a little bit, and this Wednesday, we're through our ACE program, we're going to be introducing some drone technology to some students. I'm actually going to set up some mini competitions with these little micro drones. They cost about $35, and you can actually control them with an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, and so we're going to kind of use that to just kind of generate interest. And I've also been booked at a few elementary schools in the area that I go in just to introduce the younger kids to that technology, because that area is growing tremendously, and the jobs that the young kids in elementary school are going to have in that field don't yet exist right now. But if we can get their interest in it early, we can start to get their minds turned a little bit. So we are looking at some areas like that as well.
Well, and I guess we're going full circle, because you all are training our students for the future. The problem is, from my perspective, when they leave high school, they're not sure what they want to do. And so I go back to 360, which means that where can I go, get a bed, and get out of mom and dad's house? And so if we know that you're preparing the majority of the students for the future, we've got to move faster to make your place viable, because they don't know. And in K-12, we're trying to give all the ABSAF tests, and the councils are working with them. But the reality is, they're still young, and we're still protecting them. We don't want anybody to bother them or say boo, and so we hover over them and we protect them. And then when they become 18, all of a sudden it's time to leave home. And when they leave, they're not thinking that I can make more money in a technical skill, or working with drones, or working in IT. They don't get that. They know they don't want to, And so that's what I'm saying. We're all saying the same thing. What you're doing actually allows someone to be independent if they so choose to. They don't get it, because they think we're going to take care of them forever. But if you can give them room in bed until they realize it, we're okay with that. But thank y'all.
Thanks, Dr. Schmoke. If there are no other questions, then I'll have Pete cue the video.
Fantastic.
This is an exciting time for us. 50 years as an institution in West Georgia. That's one of the things is that we really want to recognize that milestone. You think back of the careers that we were training people for 50 years ago to the point of where we're training them today. We've come a long way as an serve these communities, and just look forward to the future and what it can bring.
Here at West Georgia Technical College, we have technical certificates of credit that allow us to really focus on the skill sets that employers need. For example, in as little as 3 semesters, a student can go from entry level to graduating a technical certificate of credit and be work ready with skill sets that are highly adaptable to the work environment and allow them to be productive on day one.
Biggest impact we have is the difference we make in the students' lives. When they graduate from West Georgia Tech, that their careers, their life is, they know it's fixing to change dramatically. And it is so much fun to watch them. And when they come back to visit and say, y'all just don't know what difference you made in my lives. And so it's just fun to see that type of reaction to it.
Say I offered you a job for $75,000 a year starting out after high school. It would be amazing. Who wouldn't take it, right? I'm not here to sell you a car. I'm not a used car salesman. But what I am here to show you is that we offer this, and it is there for you, and it can't be given to you. It's not going to be signed off to you. You have to earn it. But here at West Georgia Tech, we can make it happen for you 100%.
West Georgia Tech cares about community and they care about the student, and those are their 2 type priorities. And I feel like as an instructor, my job title doesn't sum up what I do, because what I do is change lives. And I change lives through educating our students. If you think about all of your worldly possessions, there's a lot of things that you can lose in life. And one thing that can never be taken from you is your education. It's with you throughout a lifetime. Even if you lose that piece of paper, you still have that knowledge, and that knowledge gives you power, and it gives you power to change your life as a student.
One thing that we've got going on here at West Georgia Tech is this wonderful Move On Room Ready program, and it's a state program. It's available for high school students all across the state. They are able to get college credit while still in high school at no charge. This means they can go to classes, they can get an associate degree, they can get certificates. They will be ready to be hired as soon as they complete their high school diploma.
I heard fellow classmates talking about the Move On Ready program, and I really wanted to see what it was all about. And once I did get into it, I fell in love. Our school didn't offer AP courses, so the dual enrollment courses are really what made me shine to the scholarship committees. It's like the best thing to do in high school.
Well, the Move On Ready, like I said, it helped me get ahead, straight out of high school. And I would be able to get college credit and my high school credit for these classes. So I was like, why not? Why not? It's knocking 2 birds out with one stone. It's like, why not try it out?
The governor's identified strategic areas of the sector of the economy that are really in demand. And so for us, one of the things that we really see as a vital link is with workforce development being our mission. Without having that key link, we would never be successful and have the right programs to align with that. And furthermore, we never have the funding we need to support a lot of things we want to do without our strong partnerships and make sure we have the state-of-the-art labs, state-of-the-art equipment, scholarships for our students, and all the things that are just needed for a college to be successful.
We can't grow unless we have the workforce for the next generation to support today's skills and tomorrow's skills. And I think that's the one thing that the technical college brings to the table, working with the community, working with businesses in the community to understand our needs, not only today, but in the future, so that we begin training. That's something that the college is working with us on to anticipate and meet those needs in the future.
The work that's being done here at West Georgia Tech is instrumental for us. Students coming out of high school are not quite qualified and ready to immediately enter our job workforce. Through the additional training they receive at West Georgia Tech, it enables them to be positioned and ready for our workforce, and we really appreciate that partnership with West Georgia Tech.
Our people go to work. When they finish their college career, they have a job. They have an opportunity. With our placement rate, approaching 100%, we pride ourselves on that. And so that's the thing I think we all rally around as a team, is to preparing those graduates, preparing those people for the jobs of tomorrow, and making sure that we have them in a place that really sets them up for a great career. And that's one of the things that we really focus on.
Thank you. At this time, we're going to move on to item number three. We do not expect y'all to stay for the rest. Feel free to, but thank you for your presentations. We'll follow up. Thank you very much. Review and discussion of items for the October 4th, 2016 Board of Commissioners meeting agenda. 8.1 financial recap, Don will be giving that for August 2016. Item 8.2, we'll call on Ben Skipper. Consideration of bids for the splash park at Little Tallapoosa Park.
I'm assuming Ms. McAdams chose me to go after that presentation. Wow. Very informative, very impressive. Chairman and Board of Commissioners, today at 2 o'clock we received 6 bids for the Little Tallapoosa splash pad. We will be reviewing those bids with the architect and coming back and make a proposal to the Board of Commissioners.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Is that on Tuesday you're making the proposal or a future month? When's the?
When will you be making the proposal?
Are you making it
Will you
Tuesday
be
night
making
for us to
the
vote, or
propo-
next month?
We'll be in discussions, we'll kind of, I guess we'll need to evaluate it, get with the board. We'll see if we're gonna make the I guess a proposal either to table it till November or vote on October.
Okay.
We'll know that
I
by
like to read
Tuesday.
a lot and.
That's it. All right, thank you. Item 8.3 is call on Gerald Pilgrim, Operations Manager, for consideration of purchase vehicles.
These, we're waiting on the bids to come in on vehicles, but we've had requests from a couple of departments. I guess the biggest issue you'll see, the ones for animal control, they have 5 vehicles in their fleet now. These 2 vehicles are the ones that are the most need. There's some that are even actually a little bit older maybe than one of them, but it's just the one that, the 2008 was a wrecked vehicle that was put back into service. They don't feel safe. That was the key word that I needed to hear, and I think y'all need to hear. We need to remove it from the fleet. It's one of those ones we're not going to allow it to be put back into service. We don't feel like it's something that anyone should be driving. And the same with the 2006 F-250. It's just one that's been mechanical issues. It no longer serves a purpose for the county, and we need to get a little bit better, less maintenance. We're trying to go up to a little bit, go with a 4x4 on both vehicles. Currently, Animal Control does not have any 4-wheel drive vehicles, and this will be a major addition to them. Parks, we have requests for 2 vans that are 15-passenger vans. This is to move inmates where they'll be able to go in with larger crews than what are currently available for them, so they'll have that option. And then for general maintenance for the grounds crews for the county crew. So that's the request for the 3 vans.
Couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
My first question is, and just comparison, like, I know when I pulled into the parking lot, there was a new car for the court.
Yes, sir.
Right. How did we?
That was something that was under the chairman's authority to be purchased. That was under $12,500.
Gotcha.
So that was a replacement vehicle for one that we were using in another area. So then the chairman, we did not buy a used vehicle. That was a used vehicle.
So where would it have been budgeted?
I'm sorry?
Where would it have been covered in the budget?
It came out of 2008 Splosh.
Out of Splash?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay. And so were these requested at budget time, or?
No, sir. There were no requests. Well, actually, yes, they would have been requested right at the time of the budget. 2 of the vehicles were requested around budget time, the animal control. The other vans were just something we came up with. These will all be coming out of the 2008 SPOS.
Right.
So we have it for there. But the animal control, we've been since June trying to figure that out and trying to hold off. And then now their needs gotten to be great for those.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you, Gerald. We'll move into item 9, business session. Item 9.1 is gonna be consideration of appointment. If you read your book, we'll have an appointment, ready for approval that evening, or any other that you see fit. And if I'm correct, that's it on the agenda for today. Not seeing, stand adjourned.